All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, I'll just cut straight to the chase on this one, ladies and gentlemen, and gamers. We're obviously going to be talking about Zombo. Let's be honest with ourselves. We could all see by this thumbnail, it's definitely Zombo related. Now, I did my research for this one. I wanted to see, I believe either Vanguard came out yesterday or today. I think honestly, this is one of the first times a zombies game has ever come out by Treyarch, rather. And I don't even know the release. I don't know when it's even like come out. I think it's today. I think stuff was being posted yesterday. I'm not sure, and I don't really care. So, excuse me. I'm basically here to talk about how it is, how the community is receiving it, what I think it is, and how spoiler alert, dumb it is. But yeah. So I think universally though, starting off with the good things, everyone likes the look of this game. The aesthetics and the visuals and the look, for the most part, have received almost global praise. The occult theme, the red, the blood, the everything. It's a lot more, I think, powerful than what we saw in Cold War. It was a lot more stylized, let's say. Let's say stylized. So, it definitely has that aspect down. But just the fact of what they're offering you and just how much stuff is not here compared to just old iterations and even new ones. If you're a new fan coming into this like new zombies game of Call of Duty Vanguard, I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to like it. And this honestly made me think retrospectively, like, how the fuck did we like old zombies? And there's a lot of small things that old zombies did that I'll try and get into if I remember, of course, that really made it special and made it fun. It made it actually worth playing, even though you were doing the same thing over again. So, first of all, I think we can all agree that if you look on YouTube as of, the day I'm recording this, which is November 5th, 2021, I think you'll see that overall, the trail community as a whole has come together and basically said, yeah, this shit fucking sucks. Now, you have to go in this one of two ways, right? As I say with most things, you have to set your expectations and you kind of have to look at it through different lenses. So, if you were never a Zombies fan before this, and you start playing Vanguard Zombies, you probably think, okay, there's it's a little cool. I like it. I like it. And I'll get into specifics later. If you haven't played the game yet, number one, you're not missing much. But number two, I'll go into details about what I'm talking about because I'm making very broad statements without giving context. But I will pretty soon. So, if you're a player who hasn't played Vanguard Zombies or any zombies, and you go into this, you probably think, okay, there's some stuff here. It's cool for a little, play session or two. If you're a old school zombies fan, you probably fucking hate the shit out of this map. And if you're a new school zombies fan, aka you like Cold War, you probably think it's okay, but you probably think like, what the fuck happened from Cold War to Vanguard? That's what you're probably thinking. Now, again, there's another way you could look at this, and you could look at this, if you're trying to play devil's advocate, which I'll try and do, because as much as I hate what's happening now, I have to give respect to Treyarch, even though it's probably a different studio by now, because all the people were changed around, to what they created in the past. I love what they created in the past. I think, all the zombies videos you see on YouTube of people talking about Vanguard, like, yeah, I love the old zombies. I love round-based maps. I play, like, Black Ops 1 to this day because I just love zombies so much. And it's like, I would like to play zombies every once in a while, too, on the old maps for a little nostalgia trip, but I'm not going to play that shit, like, every day or every week. I'll play, like, maybe every couple months, and, maybe I'm not into zombies that much anymore, but that's a different story. So, for those of you who don't know, Cold War and its zombies release schedule basically got shoehorned in because Sledgehammer and I think Raven basically shat themselves when making Cold War Zombies. Or just Cold War in general, or whatever it was supposed to be. And they're like, Treyarch, please come fix this, please. Please help us make this mess of a game that we have no idea what we're doing with into something that's sellable and we can make money off of. And Treyarch did, albeit they did it on a very slim time, budget. And then COVID hit, so they had even, like, worst ways to make this game. But they did what they did. And now you can argue, Cold War, and I certainly have, that its content is definitely taking a shift of a lot of reused campaign maps. And I don't want to hear this nonsense of, oh, but Zombies has always done it before. Not to this extent. But again, I've already talked about that in my other Zombies fucking plethora of videos. So, overall though, I'll give Cold War this. When comparing it to Vanguard, it actually has fucking content. And even if some of it is uncreative, at least some of it is. Some of the content in Cold War is creative. And Cold War, in my opinion, kind of gets a little bit of a pass because they had COVID and they literally picked this steaming pile of garbage up from another studio. Now, move on to Vanguard. Again, there's two ways you could take this. Okay, this is Treyarch Zombies. It has their seal on it. We're expecting a certain level of quality. And I think a lot of people, including myself for a certain point of time, actually thought that. I actually thought, like, okay, since Treyarch is making this, it's going to be up to a certain standard. We're going to get certain things, right? Now, I think the actual way people are now seeing this, and I don't know if Treyarch thought this from the beginning, but by golly, do I think they think of this now. They're like, okay, this isn't our multiplayer or campaign game, so this is just a cameo Zombies that we're adding in for fun and trying new stuff out. Basically, the way the community, I think, should, and the way Treyarch probably is taking this now for Zombies, is this is not our main game, so we're not going to go, like, full on with our Zombies mode. And again, I think it's all about expectations, and a lot of people's expectations were wrong, mine included, as well as just, I think, like, even looking just past that, even if this is not the case, where even if it's not their main Zombies game, so they're not trying hard at it, this is, like, pathetic what they've given you. If you are a Zombies fan, like, this is what I don't understand, and this is what the community has been saying, and honestly, there's never been a better example for this than Vanguard. Like, Zombies has gotten so fucked because of this fucking game. Either because Treyarch didn't have time to make it, because they were working on Cold War and trying their hardest to make that successful, because that was their game, or because it's not their main game and they don't care enough to make it successful. But it's like, hey, I go to, like, a kitchen and I want some food. I don't want to get, like, dirt, which I got with Cold War. I would say Cold War was, like, a little dirty. It was food, but it was a little dirty. Let's say it's like a pizza with some dirt on it. Vanguard is literally just shit. You just gave me shit and you expect me to eat it. Like, okay, I was at least expecting a cookie with dirt. It's not as big as a pizza with dirt, but it's a cookie with dirt. I could still fucking eat it. It might not be as good, but, I'm getting something here. Vanguard has literally given us shit in our mouths. So, again, you could go into this thinking, like, okay, either Treyarch, it's not their main game, they're not focusing on it, it's not their main game, and it's right after they just picked up a hot steaming pile of garbage from another studio, so they didn't have time, or they're just lazy. I'm hoping it's one of the first two of they didn't have time, or it's not their main game, so they're not doing too much, and I hope to dear God it's not that they're actually trying with this game and this is the result they produced. Because if this is what they produced, this is ridiculous. Like, this is actually pathetic. This should not be a sellable item. Zombies should just be its own fucking game and get constantly updated and get the fucking praise and respect it deserves for being focused on. Cold War now, as much as I shit on it, actually has a decent amount of content. Now imagine we got this at launch. The best launch we ever had was, I believe, what was it, Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4, whichever one had 4 maps on release. Like, that's ridiculous. Now, to put it into perspective, now I'm actually going to get into nitty-gritty details of why Vanguard is so bad now. Again, I'll start out with the good. I'll start out with the good of the aesthetic and visuals are pretty okay. There's a couple people I saw, because I did my research and I saw reviews of Vanguard Zombies and initial impressions, and, it's only been a day or two since it's been out, but I think these reviews are pretty fucking accurate to the state of the game and just how it's going to be, because we'll describe what Treyarch's planning to do with this hot mess. So, oh my god, I'm going to get so angry during this, I swear to god. But, so, Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies comes out, right? Already from the rip, before even the game came out, before anyone was playing it, any leaked gameplay came out, I saw it, and I was like, okay, me, like everyone else said, it looks cool. Visually it looks nice. Gameplay-wise, as I said in the reaction trailer, it looks like they're taking a lot of stuff away. Oh, sweet God, how on the money I fucking was. They took so much content away from us and basically gave us a shell of a game with no creativity, aside from maybe story. I don't know about the story. The story seems like they actually put effort into it, as well as the voice quotes and, just how the characters interact now. Not zombie KIA. Like, they actually have, like, I think cool talking characters with the dark ether entities. But overall, aside from story and maybe visuals, I also question, like, just gameplay wise, if it's not round based, fine. But, you know, I don't know if doing the same Outbreak objectives we had in Outbreak, just reskinned and in a smaller map, is going to be more fun. Now, granted, I didn't think the Outbreak maps need to be as big as they were. A lot of the map was really just busy work of getting from one side to the other. You can always make an argument for everything. Why was the Outbreak map so big? They wanted to give you the fancy of an open world zombies map, which they kind of did, but until later on in the launch of Cold War, the Outbreak maps kind of felt just like empty space. Like, okay, it's big just for the sake of being big, and you have to walk from one place to another to get the objective, and there's zombies in the middle, but it's like it doesn't matter that they're everywhere because it's so wide open. You can just run around anywhere. It's really just a wide open space for no reason, aside from maybe some like houses and stuff. But in total, it's like, why was the map so big? You can make an argument they were trying to sell an idea, and it was their first time. Fine. But in Vanguard, the maps are super small. Like, I saw this shit. I saw gameplay for it, and I was shocked. I was shocked how small this is. First of all, the map itself is probably hot ass. Not only is it reused, and obviously it's dolled up a little bit. It's dolled up with the, blood and stuff. And again, aesthetically, visually, color-wise, and just how they did the environment, it's a lot better than a lot of the stuff we got in Cold War. It's probably akin to Mauder Tone. Mauder Tone is pretty damn good. But I would say it's probably better than that too. But it's near that level where it's like they take something and they zombify it. They put their little visual magic on it. But color palette wise, it's really good. I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna keep like complimenting that because that's the only real thing that's good about this shit that I saw. But the map size and just the map layout is really fucking bad. I've heard a lot of people complain about that too. When you go to do the objectives, because it's basically Outbreak like point 0.5. We had Outbreak 1.0 in Cold War. This is Outbreak point 0.5. This is worse, in my opinion, than Outbreak. Because Outbreak, as the season went on, they added new objectives to do around the map. This shit, you literally get 3. So I saw this in one of the trailers, right? And I asked myself, like, wait. So all we have at launch is survive, which we've always had. Follow the fucking floating head, which is follow the rover from Cold War, which is pretty fucking boring. So you're just killing zombies, but you move around in a in a specified direction. And then you have fucking kill zombies and deposit stuff in a crystal. Like, does this sound exciting to people? Because it's not to me. It's literally making my wiener like not get hard. And it's November. It's always hard. So it's like, what's going on here? So the objectives themselves were pretty boring. Now, I, along with probably many others, thought, okay, maybe on launch day it'll be pretty light, which it is. But, maybe over time we'll get new stuff. That's like good map wise. They said they were going to expand the map as you do objectives in it. The map barely fucking expands. It expands like into rooms which before were just door buys. Like, you buy a door, you get a new area. That's basically what you get now with unlocking a new area by doing an objective. That's basically what it is in the main zone. All these zones are reused assets. Most of them are pretty obviously reused, just zombified again, which is what they did in Cold War, which I had a major problem with. And this is the only map we're fucking getting, and it seems like for a while. Now, what it seems like they're gonna do is they're gonna update this map with more areas you could teleport to do different objectives. Now, that doesn't sound necessarily bad, although I'm not a fan of it. It doesn't sound necessarily bad. What's bad is how long it's taking and what other stuff is not in the game. So, the main other problem I have with Cold War that came back in this game, and it's worse, in fact, it really is worse, is the fact that there's no creativity and there's almost no, like, actual new gameplay, right? Cold War had some new gameplay, it tried new ideas, and by God, did it make us feel powerful because you got to upgrade yourself into a fucking super god. In this game, they took that all away. Now, the argument is there that they kind of had to, right? Because how OP could you get? How easy did you want the game to be? Obviously, that's up to a person basis, but I think many old school hardcore zombies fans did not like that, me included. I thought it was okay. I was indifferent, I'll be honest. But in this one, it never feels good, no matter what. Even if you have to do it, it never feels good to take away stuff people already had for something lesser. That's the same thing. And that's exactly what they did. The field upgrades suck fucking ass. The field upgrades, of the 4 that they decided to give you back from Cold War, Aether Shroud, Energy Bomb, fucking Cryo Free, or, the winter, the fucking winter one, the snow one around you, that I never used. And then, Ring of Fire, that's the one. They're not the upgraded versions from Cold War where you could reload your ammo, you could have charges. No, they're literally base versions that are shitty. And again, maybe they had to do that for balance-wise. They don't want it to be too easy. I understand that part. But dear God, it does not feel good. So whether you had to do it or not, it's never a good thing to do, but you had to get over the hump at some point. Now, we're not getting new content, I heard, for this game until after Season 1, right? So until after Season 1, you have to do the same, either survive in a small-ass area, kill zombies in a small-ass area, or follow ahead in a small-ass area. And that's all you do, in the same 3, little areas. That's it. So not only is the zombies not really replayable and boring, but I'll talk about how it was with round-based maps before, because they not only, have this, the perks are fucking ass. Now, you get 5 perks, and I actually think the perk system itself is one of the other few good things of Vanguard. It's different, no doubt it's different, and I have a major problem with the perks, but the one thing they did right was they changed how the system worked, and I don't think it's a bad system. The way the system works is, instead of having a menu outside of the lobby to upgrade your perks and then you have them upgraded forever, which I thought was a major issue with Cold War 2. Major issue with Cold War was once you got all your crystals and you upgraded, because let's be honest, if you actually played zombies, you got everything upgraded pretty fucking fast. You could do it within a week, if not 2. And then after that, you don't gain crystals and there's nothing else to upgrade. So this big upgrade system in Cold War they tell us, yeah, you could keep upgrading shit, it's so cool, wow. It lasted a little bit, and it just made you a god, but, there was no reason past the first 2 weeks to have that system in, because everything got upgraded super quick. In Vanguard, you have to upgrade them in-game, and you have to do it over and over again from the start of every new game, and after you get down, because I'll explain the system now. Yeah, without knowing it, you're not going to know what it means, but basically, the way the system works is there's different tiers to the perks like there was in Cold War, but it's all in-game. So tier 1, just to get the perk and have the perk, you get it for free once you unlock the area, and you just have it forever. You can't lose it, I think, unless maybe you bleed out and die. I actually don't know, and don't care to find out, because I'm fucking done with this game. But, you have the tier 1 perk at all times, and then to upgrade the perk, you just rebuy it at a more expensive price, until I think tier 4, and every time you get down, you lose a tier of the perk, which makes it a little worse, but upgrading it makes it a little better. That's a really cool system. So you unlock the perk, and at a base level, it does help. It doesn't help majorly, but it's a slight helping hand that you get. And then you can make it a lot better by just shoving money into it as the game goes on. It shows a clear progression line of strength, and it has to be over time, because the cost gets pretty ridiculous. But I like that. I didn't think that was bad necessarily. The problem that I think is fucking bad is, again, creativity-wise, these perks are boring. You want to know what the perk upgrade does? You want to know what it is? So the base perk, let's take the Stamina Up one, for example. Okay, Stamina Up. Makes you run faster, run longer. You want to guess what the upgrade does? Makes you run fast and a little bit longer. A little faster, a little longer. Tier 2. You want to know what Tier 3 does? A little faster, a little longer still. Tier 4, the last tier. Expensive-ass tier. You want to know what it does? Okay, upgrade Stamina Up to Tier 4. I run a little bit faster than Tier 3 and a little bit longer than Tier 4, I assume. Juggernog, same shit. Now, Juggernog, you can kind of keep it simple because it's needed. But still, it's so uncreative. At least in Cold War, the upgrades they gave us to the perks were unique. And again, they made us God. They made us OP. But I feel like they're sacrificing fun for balance. Or they're sacrificing fun because they're just uncreative. They just don't know what to do. I'd rather have a game be fun and easy than have it be boring and hard. personally, or boring and not even hard. This game is, from what I've seen, not that hard, at least in the beginning rounds. A lot of the beginning rounds, if you want to even call them that, are fucking easy as fuck. Like, it's so uncreative and uninspired, it's ridiculous. So, all the perks just increase their base values by, like, a little bit more. There's no creativity in the perks anymore, and there's only 5. Now, granted, they probably are going to add more when they add new areas, but that's coming months down the line. So, for months now, you have to deal with shitty perks that are just numbers increases. You literally get a number buff when you drink something. Not any gameplay difference, except, okay, maybe you run faster, you reload faster, you take more health, or, you take more damage. This isn't fun. It's helpful, yeah, but it's not fun. What the fuck? So, for months, you're going to be stuck with these, like, 3 little areas that you can't even, like, play all of and are just, old content for the most part. You can't even play all of Shino Numa. Are you fucking kidding me? But you can't do that. There's going to be no new maps, no new objectives for a while. There's no side Easter eggs in this map. A Zombies map has come out only with dialogue and no Easter eggs, no side Easter eggs. The Easter egg is also probably coming out after Season 1, so you're going to have to wait months for that. So months for new content, months for, like, an actual Easter egg to do on the map, months for side stuff. And this is the most ridiculous part to me, right? Like, are we back on Nocturne and Tone? Even Nocturne and Tone, I think, had this. Maybe not original Noct. I know every iteration after original Noct of Nocturne and Tone had this. There's no wonder weapon on this map. You released a Zombies game without a wonder weapon. What makes the Zombies? The fact that there's zombies in it, I guess. What makes this Treyarch Zombies? Every gun, you pack-a-punch it, okay, it gains a stat increase, it does more damage. Oh, pack-a-punch tier 2, okay, it does more damage. Tier 3, okay, it does more damage. And you want to hear the ridiculous part of this? There's no pack-a-punch camo. It's probably coming after, but there's so many things. Another thing that they don't have at launch, right? You can't pause the game in single player. You pause the game in single player, the zombies still kill you because it's on dedicated servers. There's so much stuff here that you would think is integral and basic to any Zombies game that they just didn't add either, because I'm assuming, and I really, really hope, it's because they didn't have time. Or because they were lazy and they didn't do it. Like, I don't know what it has to be. It has to be they didn't have time. If you don't add a pack-a-punch camo to a Zombies gun, like, it's not Treyarch. It has to be just a new studio that took the name. Like, they killed all the people at Treyarch for Halloween as, like, a sick joke, and they're like, hey guys, we're new Treyarch, we're gonna make the zombies. And it's not hard because it's cookie cutter formula at this point. And it's like, oh fuck, we forgot a pack-a-punch camo. Oh wow. It's like there's so much stuff here that's either not fun, there's very little boring content that's repetitive as hell, and you're not getting new content for a long ass time. And then there's just stuff that should have been here at launch that just isn't, and it's going to get added post-launch. And I guarantee you this, and this is another thing that's probably going to piss me off, a lot of the post-launch content is going to be stuff, again, that we should have had at launch. Like, we should have a pack-a-punch camo at launch, but we don't. We should have a wonder weapon at launch, but we don't. But a lot of the stuff, like the perks and stuff that we're going to get after launch, are probably going to be stuff from Cold War that we've already had. Just, watered down. Like, let's say, let's just make a Vanguard perk. Ready? I'll show you how easy this is. Okay, guys, we're adding back in PhD Flopper or Slider or whatever the fuck it's called. But instead, we're going to name it something new because you don't slide with it anymore. So we're taking that part away. You want to know what the perk does now? You take 50% less explosive damage. Oh, you want to upgrade it to Tier 2? 60% less explosive damage. Tier 3, 70%. Tier 4, 80%. So it doesn't even nullify explosion damage now, and it doesn't stop fall damage, although I don't know if there is any in the maps currently available. I don't think there is, but I'm not playing them, so I don't know. But it's not even taking away explosive damage fully, because they don't want you to be too OP. That's the general theme of this game. It's that they took away everything else, and they're giving you something that's just boring to use. It's like, wow, less explosive damage. I mean, it helps, but it's boring. Like, Flopper was fun. People, when Flopper came out on Ascension, literally made the strategy to dolphin dive off the stairway at Flopper at the Lunar Lander. And, like, that would get you to, like, the decent high 20s or, like, 30s. And if you were good, maybe even beyond, because Flopper was so good. It's like, it was fun. It made you, like, play the game in a different way. It was just fucking fun and creative. This whole game is not fun, not creative. It feels like a business shield just to make money. It was just tacked on, and again, I explained what it could be. It could be Treyarch not focusing on this because it's not their game, or it could be like they're lazy, or it could be they didn't have time. I really hope it's not because they're lazy, because if this is the stuff they could produce, and they're like, when they're trying, I'm scared, bruh. I'm really scared, but that's basically the gist of it. I mean, I'm just gonna basically repeat myself over and over again. Zombies is uncreative. It's literally just you're buying stat boosts, which aren't fun. The perks are okay. The system is cool. I like the new system. I like the fact that you can hold perks and upgrade them. And more than four, I think if we ever go back to holding four perks, that will be the worst change that's ever put back in. And not change, it's a revert. But I don't think we're ever going to go back to that point. Unless they make us earn it. Like, I can understand earning more than four perks in some way, shape, or form. Just don't make it annoying, like, tied to the main Easter egg, because not a lot of people do those. But, oh, and this is another thing. The Easter eggs that they eventually add into this game months after the game's been exhausted and the player base is dead are probably going to be the easiest things you could do in a day, so there's going to be no longevity to the game whatsoever, and people aren't even going to want to fucking play it. It's like, what the fuck, bruh? Everything has gone wrong, and the Treyarch, I think, or the community has collectively come together to say this Treyarch Zombies has undoubtedly been, at the very least on release, although I think it's going to continue for its whole life cycle, has been the worst zombies we have ever fucking gotten. And now I'll explain why, like, old school zombies was fun, right? So a big complaint I have is it's uncreative, uninspired, and it's just boring, repetitive, right? You play the same three little maps on an Outbreak style game mode, no round based, with the same little three wiener objectives of, hey, kill zombies, survive zombies, and follow ahead, right? You play the same three objectives, so why is this interesting? You know, why back in the day, when we didn't have objectives, we just had survive, right? How was that fun? Well, first of all, it was new, and I'm assuming a lot of people were younger, so we were alright with less. But the thing that made it fun was it had personality. It was never a pack-a-punch yet. There was never wonder weapons yet. When we saw wonder weapons, we were like, wow, this is cool. And it's a new map. Wow, this is cool. The wonder weapons, the new map, the equipment like the monkey bomb, the Gersh device, you know, the new stuff on the map, the lunar landers, like every new map, I think in in Black Ops 1, introduced a little bit of new stuff. Like, look at Black Ops 1, right? Ascension, the lunar landers, the spawn had the fucking spinning, like, space training thing that could kill you. It had the monkeys. After that, Call of the Dead. Two new wonder weapons. The Flinger. The Flinger was, you know, I mean, it's basically a glorified lunar lander, but it was still new. George, the water mechanic of freezing. One, you know, the two wonder weapons I already mentioned. The Matryoshka dolls. Like, it had new shit. I don't understand. I don't even know if this map has a new song. So again, the only good things about this new map is the visuals and the story. Everything gameplay-wise has either been removed because they can't make you too OP, is boring and uncreative because you're literally buying stat boosts. And they streamlined the whole weapon rarity system, which I think is okay. But there's no pack-a-punch camo. And, like, they're going to be adding score streaks again later down the line as DLC. Hopefully free. Hopefully everything for this game is free. Because I don't think many people are even going to pay for this shit. But they're going to add score streaks down the line. Which, again, how is this not here at launch? How the fuck is this not here at launch when in Cold War you had, like, you know, a couple of them at launch and then you added more? This game is literally a shell of Cold War that will never be as good as Cold War and will have some content of Cold War added back in as DLC. So this game is basically an amalgamation of all the old things, either at the same level, if not worse, and you're getting more of the same stuff at the same level, if not worse, later on in the game. This game has probably launched, and this is really crazy to say too, this game has probably launched with at least 50% or less content, I think for sure. There's not some hard way you could quantify it, but, like, look at the content we got in Cold War. Cold War, we got D Machine, and we got Dead Ops Arcade 3. That's two Zombies experiences, and I would argue Dead Ops Arcade 3 had more content than D Machine, but still, D Machine was there and it had content. It had a wonder weapon. It had score streaks. It had a fucking pack-a-punch camo. It had upgradable perks. It had a new perk, right? And it had, you know, the weapon upgrade system. You could upgrade the weapons. You could upgrade the knife. You could upgrade the perks. And while they do have that in Vanguard, it's the stupid Covenant thing, which you could only have 3 at a time. So Call of Duty Cold War undoubtedly had more. And it feels like this is, like, And I'm being, generous with I think 50%. I think this game has like 20% of what Cold War had, and they're only giving you a fraction of it, and then more of what Cold War had they're going to be giving you later on, but not as good as you got it in Cold War. This game is literally shit. I've been going on half an hour just talking about how shit everything is. It's so bad. I hope I've made my point clear with how bad it is. Now, again, I've done my research. I've looked at people reviewing this game, and again, as a whole, I think the whole community is like, this shit's fucking garbage. Like, what the fuck? And again, I'm gonna say it one last time. You have to look at this as like, what did Treyarch plan with this? I don't think any game studio, unless it's literally people who have no passion for the game, which I think, again, Treyarch has changed staff many times, so maybe this is the new Treyarch staff, but I think at this point it's like, it has to be either Treyarch just doesn't have the magic anymore if this is what they made, which I'm hoping is not the case, because then that spells doom for future zombies, or this isn't their main game, so they're not trying it on. This is just like a little thing they tacked on and be like, hey, there wasn't going to be a zombies mode anyway. You might have gotten Spec Ops, which, is whatever. So we're going to add our little zombies mode. Here you go. And we'll update it a little bit infrequently because it's not our main mode, but we'll give you guys something. So, again, there's two ways you have to go into this. If you're a zombies fan, an old school one at that, you will be severely disappointed. Even if you liked Cold War, I think you'll be severely disappointed in this game. If you're a zombies fan, this is a skip game. Do not buy this game. Skip this fucking game. Wait till the free weekend to play, because again, like Raffle Waffle says too, you're not missing anything. Like, almost no content is here for this game. There's no content. It's unoriginal. It's uninspired. It's uncreative. It's bad. If you've never played zombies, go ahead. But from this game, you will not become a zombies fan. You will think zombies is a little mode they tacked on to just be like a little extra thing you could play, have fun with for a little bit, then leave. Because that's how they're treating it. They're not treating it as something serious in this game. They're just not. So that's basically it. Zombies fans, this shit sucks. Skip it. New Zombies fans, you could buy Vanguard. Just don't buy it for the zombies. You could try it out, wet your feet. I think this is the best intro to zombies maybe someone could have who hasn't played zombies. If they don't want to like get bombarded by all the new stuff, although I don't think it's that much, but if they don't want to be like, blasted by like, whoa, this is so complicated. There's so much here. I don't like it. Like, if you want a zombies light version, you could definitely buy Vanguard and play zombies. But if anyone's buying this game for the zombies, it's a rip. You disappointed yourself. I think this game was a dumpster fire. I was on the fence about getting it, but after seeing this and just seeing what they're offering, it's not going to be worth the $60. Even if it goes on sale, maybe at that point, if it goes for like 30 or less, maybe I might buy it. But again, some people, and again, the expectation was some people only buy like Treyarch games or Call of Duty games for the zombies mode. I'm one of them. Like, I fuck around with multiplayer a little bit, but for the most part, I just buy the CODs for the zombies. Like, let's be honest. And a lot of zombie players are either gonna hopefully refund this game or just not buy it and just have this game be multiplayer campaign only. So I think this hopefully can be a wake-up call to Treyarch to be like, okay, either set the expectations right, because they were like, the little thing they had with John fucking whatever, Rafkaz or whatever the hell his name is, the bald guy, who's like the face of zombies now, when he made his little thing that we reacted to also on this YouTube channel. He was like, yeah, this is the biggest season of zombies. Yeah, there's so many new changes. We're going to cater to old zombies fans and new ones alike. It's going to be No. How are you catering to old zombies fans? By offering no wonder weapon and no content and no fun gameplay? Is that how you're catering to us? Are you trying to make us play Nocta and Toten again? Like, release Noct? Because that's what it feels like. Like, it feels like we've gone to, like, if this was the start of when they made zombies, I'd be like, wow, this is amazing. Like, they could do so much more with this. But the fact that we've gone years with so much content, so much innovation, and this is the thing we get now, again, it has to be Treyarch is saying, like, this is not our main game, so we're just adding a little mode to keep you guys, like busy. And people thought this was going to be, like, its own standalone mode. It really isn't. It's just so ass. I'm just so upset. It's just so ass. It's so sad to see the state of Call of Duty and zombies in general. Like, Cold War, again, looking back, I still don't like what they did, but they tried something and they did it in a certain way. I could see why people would enjoy it. I honestly don't see how anyone could enjoy this unless you haven't played zombies before. But anyway, before this video gets too long, I'll start wrapping it up here. That's basically it. I'm pissed. I'm upset. It's bad. I'm not getting it. I don't think I'll get it if it goes on sale unless it's dirt fucking cheap. And even then, I think like the magic will wear off. I don't know if I even want to play this shit unless it gets good. Unless they start adding wonder weapons in. I never thought I'd see the day. We don't have wonder weapons in the zombie map. Not even the ray gun. I don't think even the ray gun's in here. Like, holy fuck, bruh. But yeah. So the funniest part about this thumbnail that I'm putting here is as I was looking through people reviewing the zombies map, this image has basically become a meme. After Raffle Waffles, one of the hardest like people for zombies, like one of the people who goes the hardest at zombies, he loves zombies. I know he does. And he tries to give Treyarch and all zombies maps the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, let's wait till we play it. Let's see if it's good. It doesn't look that good. Let's wait. Like, he is a super, like, patient guy. And he doesn't want it to be bad. But this was his face after playing it. If you're, like, if this is the face of one of the people who loves your game to death and always gives you the benefit of the doubt, it's like, the zombies mode is literally flop. Now, again, whether you can blame them, it depends on their mentality of how they wanted this game to be, how they wanted zombies, the game mode in Vanguard to be. But if they did not go into this with the direction of this is not a serious mode, we're not putting a lot of effort into this, then this is sad. It's disgusting. It's terrible. It's a fucking mockery. It's a spit in the face. They've literally given us shit to eat, and it's terrible. I'm not buying this game, and a lot of other people should not either. Like, we need to complain to Treyarch to just either give us the old zombies experiences back that worked and actually had creativity in them, or, and this is like, the best outcome scenario, the best ending that we could get, have our own fucking zombies game come out and not have it be ass. If we could have our own zombies game come out and it's not ass, like we have all the different modes. We have Outbreak, Grief, fucking Frank, like all the modes they've ever introduced in one zombies game, and they keep making more and they keep updating all of them. That will be the best ending we could get. And at this point, that's what I'm hoping for. We'll see what the updates bring. I'll see if I talk about them in the future. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure this opinion video can be used for all the content that's coming out in the future for Vanguard Zombies, but it is dead on arrival. It is so bad. I don't know how, and all the YouTubers are saying too, like, I don't know how we're gonna play this or make videos on this for months to come. Like, after a day of playing it, I'm bored of it, and it's not fun. It's just not fun. Like, it's so bare bones, it's not fun. Jesus Christ, it's so bad. But anyway, yeah. So I love this image because it really just shows how Raffle Waffles is like, what the fuck did I just play? And Richtofen is here like dying. Like, what is going on? But yeah, I guess we're probably going to wait to see the next Zombies game. That's probably going to be the one that hopefully changes stuff and makes it better, but we'll see. It's probably not going to be its own game. It's going to be Treyarch's next game with Peck and them continuing the Dark Ether story. Any story I think we get before the events of Cold War Zombies-wise is not going to be relevant. Because, again, canonically, this takes place before Cold War happened, so this is basically them explaining backstory of stuff that happened before Cold War. Until we get back to the point where the story takes place after whatever happened in Cold War with zombies, I don't think it's going to be interesting unless Treyarch really innovates the gameplay. But at this point, it's looking like it's going to have to be in a different game. I think this game is just dead. It's just bad. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this 38.5-minute rant. And yeah, that's it. I'm out of here. Hope you enjoyed.